this is Brushwood, and you're looking behind me at two paintings, one of the Rhine and one of the Forest of Germany by an artist named Michael Heindorf. And it just, part of the reason I'm happy those are there today is because it just reminds us of a natural setting. Tomorrow is Earth Day. And today through this whole period, there's a new focus on Earth, on Mother Nature. And a friend of mine said, she's totally a scientist. She's the head of breast imaging and radiology at NYU. And it's a crazy thing to say, but she said, Mother Nature had it. And she just said, I've got to take action. And I won't say everything she said, because it might be unsettling to some, but basically that's how I've been looking at this for a while. And Mother Nature can breathe. If we were to walk through Brushwood today, and I took a walk adjacent to the lake today up in Lincoln Park, and yes, it is open. I saw the head of security and can walk through there. But when you look at nature and you look at I see dogs playing and birds and geese, and I don't see any baby ducks yet, but I'm just in awe of what Mother Nature does all the time, but her ability to breathe more. And in that light, when we talked about starting something with a breath, I just want you all, eyes closed or open, to just close your mouth. If you close your eyes, fine. If you don't, and just take a few normal, natural breaths through your nose. And understand that breath goes through every cell in your body, or needs to. And that breath that you take in, it's as if you're taking in with great gratitude that you can breathe, especially now. And as you exhale, you are sharing collectively your breath with everyone. But I just spent an hour this morning with one of the leading ENT breathing specialists in the country on a webinar. And we were talking about nasal breathing, and we don't have time for that today, but we should be breathing in and out through our nose. And why? You purify, you warm, and you humidify the air through your nose. When you are mouth breathing, you are bypassing all that. And watching Dr. Zaghi this morning present on what that does to your immune system and your health over time, and certainly now. So it's a topic. And there's one of the articles I wrote was breathing and sleeping through the COVID-19 crisis, and with one of the leading breathing experts. And you're welcome to get that. I think that the Brushwood team will put that up for you, but it is really important. But aside from breathing to live, sleep isn't negotiable. How you sleep, quality and quantity, will impact your health, your mental health, your physical health, your immune system. And with Earth Day tomorrow and Brushwood every day, we can learn from Mother Nature what sustainability really means. I have an article coming out tomorrow on Chopra Global, Deepak Chopra's company and site, and it's sustain the environment with sleep within and around you. So I want to start with something practical, because we can talk all about why sleep matters and all these things. And we can talk about good sleep habits, and we're going to do that for 2 minutes now, and you'll get this video to share. I just want to walk through it because that's what today's topic is. But I want to talk a little bit at the end, especially at this time, about what we can learn from Mother Nature, about sustainability and our internal environment. How does our internal environment sustain itself from sleep? What happens when we don't get enough sleep? And what do we do to the environment when we're up extra hours? Most people haven't even considered that. So let's start off with this video that you're all going to get a copy of, because I just want to give you some very sleep-centric tips associated with COVID. Because I never said, I mean, I said it, but a good night's sleep starts when you wake up. What do I mean by that? Because life is a 24/7 venture. So I just want to go through some very specific sleep tips through this crisis. We're all pretty entitled. We're all pretty lucky. We have the choice to be home and sequestered in our homes, and we have the choice to bake and have food. We're very fortunate. So many people don't. And I think that it's really important. And for those, I know we all know people, even ourselves, struggling through all this. What is it that you do have control over? And one of the things is sleep. In the morning. And what can you do to set the stage for your day ahead? How many people do we know who are like in their pajamas these days all day? And how many celebrities will show that they're in a suit and they stand up and sort of as a joke, they're in their pajamas. But here are 3 really important things to do every day when you get up. To add a routine, consistency, they're critical. Make your bed. Somebody just said to me yesterday, I've been making my bed and I feel so much better about getting started for the day. I mean, I have a book over here called Make Your Bed. It's by a 37-year Navy SEAL admiral, 4-star admiral. And it's the #1 tip for Navy SEALs. Why? It's a task completed. It separates day from night. And isn't it nice to go to a nicely made bed at night when you get in it? Get dressed. You need to separate day from night, especially now. I mean, thank you for giving me an excuse to put on pearls in my home. It's really good to get dressed. My mom's 95. She's quite remarkable. And we say, you should put makeup on every day, Mom. You may not be going anywhere. And she goes all over the place. Just make yourself feel alive, as if there's some normalcy to your life, and make a to-do list and be realistic. You don't want to stress yourself out with too much to do. So it's really easy to graze at the fridge these days. A lot of people are having trouble with that. So be really mindful. When you go to the fridge, ask yourself, stop and ask your body, do I really want this right now? And maybe it's just get a glass of water. It's very easy, especially for people who aren't used to being home during the day, to be bored. One of my clients is LinkedIn, and they have these incredible snack bars. So everybody's at home missing their great snack stuff, but they're eating, people are saying, I'm eating when I normally wouldn't eat. So be mindful, and what you eat affects your immune system. So we talked about this before we got started. It's so important to stay hydrated. But drinking too much before bed, your bladder actually produces an enzyme that keeps you from getting up during the night. And if you drink too much, your bladder says, time out, I can't do this. And by the way, one of the signs of sleep apnea can be peeing a lot during the night, aside from prostate issues, but peeing a lot during the night, because your sleep is fragmented from when you stop breathing. And so you don't get the enzyme out to keep you from peeing. And that can be a sign of sleep apnea. So hydration during the day. If you have trouble falling or staying asleep, not just avoiding caffeine after 2, but even noon. It stays in your system for up to 12 hours. So, there are all kinds of options. Yesterday was a rare day I did not get out for my walk. I was just too busy working, and I felt it. I felt like I do yoga every morning. I've been doing it for years. My daughter said, that's great, Mom, but you should do a virtual yoga class. So I'm going to do that, but it's really important to move. I just got a video from someone. It was like, or no, actually it was printed, and it run in place for a minute. And there's a lot of things you can do, but if you're not moving, sitting is the new smoking. It's really important now to move in some way a lot during the day. So your circadian rhythm, which is tied to the 24-hour rotation of the earth, is totally in love with consistency. That's why we get jet lag, because our system, our circadian rhythm is lagging its normal functioning. And having a consistent bed and wake time, especially now, is really, really important. If you think, you know, if you used to get up at 6 to get to work, and now you're waking up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, and it's working for you, just don't expect you'll be able to go back to it in a day. You've got to ease into it. Just like I tell people with the time change, just change your own clock in your head 15 minutes every few days. A bedtime routine is critical. I mean, and preparing for sleep. We prepare for everything else we do. We need to prepare for sleep. And those are, you know, your bedroom environment is keeping it cool, dark, quiet, and neat. You don't want a bunch of stuff that reminds you of all you have to do, like in terms of cleaning up and finishing stuff. And by the way, I like to say your bedroom is not your entertainment center or your auxiliary office. You should save your bed for sleep and sex. So my number one tip at night has changed. It is turn off the news. I don't know how many of you are watching the news at night. It could be pretty addictive. Watching, you know, it's like entertainment to watch Chris and Andrew Cuomo, but I just don't turn it on at night. It will suck you in. We know that. And even reading about it, it's just, you know, get a lovely hardcover book or softcover book and read in bed. Get those electronics off an hour before bed. We did not evolve to process the beautiful light from this. Even if you have night shift on your phone or one of those apps, it's brain stimulation. And just learn from Mother Nature. Mother Nature knows how to sleep, and animals know how to sleep and when to sleep. So it's really important. And if you can recharge your devices out of the bedroom so you can recharge in bed, all the better. Get an old-fashioned analog clock with a nice ring, and just don't use your phone. It's just too many temptations. So, and this is step 3. You know, we need to calm, read. We don't have time now to do, you know, examples, but taking a shower at night. If you shower in the morning, great. But you should get into bed clean. It's good for your body temperature. It's going to go down during sleep. So when you're, you know, before you go to bed, take a good shower, wash away the day, good or bad. And if anybody here or anybody you know, probably lots of people have trouble falling asleep, go to gratitude. Maya Angelou said, let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel to say your nightly prayer. It's such a beautiful thing. And we program our subconscious for our dreams, for our night journey before we go to sleep. And so going to gratitude is marvelous. And whether you write down, I know Oprah just said in something I was listening to with her that she writes down, has done this for decades, 5 things she's grateful for. I've been doing that some nights. I mean, I go to gratitude in my head. I didn't particularly write it down all the time. But gratitude is an absolutely magnificent practice, as is thinking positive thoughts or breathing techniques and things like that that you can do to help you get out of your head into your body and drift off to sleep in peace. So these are, and focusing on your breath. One little plug, if you haven't listened to Gail Sturm's breathing practices on Brushwood, please do. They're magnificent. And maybe you'll be able to mimic them without using your phone, and mimic them when you go to sleep to just find peace. And there you go. I mean, these are some basic tips for your immune system, for your mental and physical and actually spiritual health. You know, we do have control over how we sleep. We don't have control over a lot right now, but we do have control over how we prepare for the night.